Hey, JK here. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me. Ladies and gentlemen, week 9 is in the books, and we did a pretty good job at rebounding from a brutal week 8 where we lost all 4 games. So the wins this week came in bunches. They came with large margins of victory and with the smallest margins of victory, but a win is a win. We're going to go ahead and start with the Jerome Horwitz Purple Dragons, where this week I was the highest scorer in the entire league. Therefore, I got my second win of the season. Oh, baby. 123-93. Yeah, outscored this fella by 30 points. What's up? Our top scorer was CMC with 28, and then with the addition of Joe Flacco, that breathed new life into T. Higgins' production and got me 26. Jared Goff got me 23. On the other side, Brandon Aubrey only got us 4, and the Cowboys lost, which that makes me happy because my Redskins also lost. And Jaden Daniels. Oh, but we're not going to talk about that. And then Kayshon Boutte got me 0 points. He only had 1 target. He left because of the hamstring. Anyway, the adds and drops were very short. We added Tez Johnson and dropped the Eagles defense. With the trade deadline ending today, wow, there were several additions to that Eagles defense. So that might be one you want to pick up just because they should be even better than what they were, even though still underwhelming, should be better. From one sub 500 team to another, we're going to move to the Vince McMahon Football Club. This week, we came out with an absolutely huge win, 166-94. Our top scorer was Kyren Williams with 34 points, and then a tie, both getting 25 points, Jared Goff and the Lions defense. On the other side, Ladd McConkey, you only got me 7 points. Troy Franklin, you only got me 6 after I didn't start you last week and you scored 2 touchdowns. This week, you come back with something not so good. And then Trey Tucker, wide receiver for the Raiders, only got me 4 points. The reason I have him is because Amari Cooper was supposed to be there beginning of the year, no longer there. Now Jacoby Myers is gone. Trey Tucker, definitely going to be someone we want to add, but should be having a little more production, especially with Brock Bowers back. Defense is going to have to look at him, leaving Trey Tucker a little bit more open, but that's why we have him. Now the adds and drops, there were several, but none of them were sexy names, to be honest with you. We added Trey Tucker, like we just talked about, and kicker for the Patriots, Andy Borregales or Borregales or whatever. Anyway, he only got me 6 points. Enough for the win, right? The drops, they include Justice Hill, the Buccaneers defense, and Elik Ayamanor. This win brought us to 4-5. So yes, we are sub 500. However, we're doing better than the Jerome Horwitz Purple Dragons. So it's going to be exciting for us to continue to string together a few wins, hopefully, and see where we land in the playoffs if we can get there. And with that, we're going to mosey on over to the Yahoo Leagues and start with the Party Time Party Boys. Unfortunately, this week was a loss. We were playing one of the top teams in the league, and we lost 126-145. Our top scorer was Brandon Jacobs with 20 points, then Jared Goff with 19 points, then Kyren Williams with 17 points, and then Trey McBride with 16. So definitely a lot of guys contributing. Wish we would have gotten the win, but it's all good. We'll move on over to the guys that did not help us at all. That's where we're going to find Kendrick Bourne. He only got us 5 points. But even worse than that, the New England Patriots defense. You're going against the Atlanta Falcons, so you should have done better. You had a decent lead, but somehow made it close. You got me 1 point. Oh, gosh, need you to do better, man. Needed more from you. Ideally, 19 points more, but it is what it is. So to the adds and drops, there's only one. We added Malik Washington, a third, now second string wide receiver for the Dolphins, and dropped Hollywood Brown, who had more yards and points than Malik Washington. So, maybe that was a bad move. Anyway, this loss brings us to 4-5. We are still second overall in the league. However, there are 5 teams in the other division that are better than us. So we're actually tied for 6th. So yeah, just stay number 1 in our division and we'll squeak it. Last team, we're talking about the Deranged Easter Bunny. Before we talk about the score, I want to talk about the people who did well and the people who did not do well. We had a high score of 47 by Drake May, followed by 25 by Michael Pittman. On the other side, we had 2 guys only get us 6 points. One of those was J.K. Dobbins. You let R.J. Harvey score the touchdown and get some receptions and go for like 40, 50 yards. Need you to do better, man. And then George Kittle. George Kittle could do so much, but he's vital in the sense of blocking for CMC. So I don't like George Kittle as an automatic draft for everyone. So I really don't like getting George Kittle. So I'm happy Harold Fannin is back, but got a 6. And the last score, person who did the worst for us was DK Metcalf. You got us 2.6 points. Now, why would I even mention the 0.6 points behind DK Metcalf's score? Well, the winning score was 135.06 to 134.4. We won, and just by the skinniest, smallest, thinnest margins, won by 0.66 points. Now, Metcalf could have gotten just 2, and we would have won by 0.06 points, but this helped make it a little more dramatic. This win brought us to 6-3, still in good shape, still absolutely grinding away. Hopefully we're able to make some more good adds and drops and starts and get a few more wins, solidifying our spot in the playoffs. Now we're going to move to the people I think should add, and a lot of these are due to the trades. Some of them are due to injury. Let's go ahead and start with the trades. Trey Tucker and Alec Pierce. Trey Tucker plays for the Raiders. Alec Pierce plays for the Colts. Because Adonai Mitchell is gone for the Colts, and because Jakobi Meyers is gone for the Raiders, those two guys will now have a more prominent role. Because who else are they going to throw to there? Definitely think that Alec Pierce could be more useful than Trey Tucker, because Pierce has a rejuvenated, hopefully not reverting back to New York Giants guy, Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes. Whereas Trey Tucker has Geno Smith. I am not encouraged by that. So those are two guys definitely think you should add. Look more towards the Colts offense to be more productive. Sticking with pass catchers, we're going to talk about Luke Musgrave. Because Tucker Kraft went down with an ACL injury, Jordan Love has seemed to really enjoy throwing it to the tight ends. Tucker Kraft had a good season last year. Rookie season now was going off this year. So I think Musgrave, while not as dynamic, could absolutely take his place in the sense of having some scheme set up for him, because people are going to naturally think, okay, this guy is not Tucker Kraft. We don't have to prepare for him as much, and there's not as much film on him. He only caught 9 passes this year for 88 yards. But I think Luke Musgrave is going to be a sleeper pick moving forward. Still going to say, oh, well, you said A.J. Barner. A.J. Barner scored a touchdown this past week too, okay? Against my Redskins. So yeah, take that and go somewhere else, because AJ Barner's still a good pickup. But I would still like Luke Musgrave over him. Another guy I think you should pick up, again, on a bad team and because of Cam CTE Scatterbo, Devin Singletary. Now, you might think, wait a minute. Tyron Tracy was the guy last week. Right. And then Tracy forgot how to run the ball, and Singletary came in and was able to catch passes. And then that now somewhat anemic offense, even though they made it close with the Eagles last week, closer than it should have been. I say anemic because they don't have a guy running literally into a wall with like no helmet on in CT Scatterbo. But definitely think that, especially if you're PPR, Singletary is going to be a great addition. Last team I think you should add, this is crazy that I'm saying this. It really is, but the Panthers defense. What in the world are we looking at the Panthers defense for? Well, I'm glad you asked. They're going against the New Orleans Saints. They're reverting back to the 77 Aints that were not very good, even though they did have Archie. Archman. But again, it's not anything that I'm excited about. And they just got rid of Rashid Shaheed. So what's going to happen? They're going to find a little more room for Taysom Hill? No, absolutely not. The Panthers defense is going to be a top pickup this week, and I think they are going to do well. I don't know if they're going to win the week for you, but they're definitely not going to lose it. Definitely not going to lose it. That's going to do it for the recaps and the people I think you should add, and the surprising teams that could be kind of a savior this week for us. Now, again, I don't know if the Panthers are going to win you the week, but they're definitely not going to lose it for you. I'm looking forward to continuing win streaks and picking up more wins in certain leagues. And I hope your teams are doing well as well. This is Jake Aiken. I want to thank you for sharing part of your day with me.